Well, it's customary for me to do an end of year video. I've been doing this for several years now. Um, this is actually apparently going to be the last time I do a video in here. So I got to get out in 2 days. And I will miss this location because I have a nice view of the sun whenever I want. And, it's a pleasant locale for recording stuff. But anyway, this year started off with the bombshell of me having to pay all this stuff to the bank every month. And as I mentioned before, I was over here at the same time dealing with a relative who was charging me to stay with them. Um, and I, for a period of 5 months, as a part time employee, paid out upwards of $1,000 every month. Um, from January all the way up until May. And by April, I was getting really sick of it because I said, how is it that someone can sit here and be completely aware that, your job won't give you, with any of these horrible, horrendous, crappy modern day jobs, they try to pick and choose when they want to use you, right? It's always to their convenience. There's never like a set, fixed schedule. And that was one of the reasons why I tried not to get a second one at first, because it would be impossible when you have a place that has you for 6 days of availability, but then they only use you for 2 or 3 times. And sometimes it's Thursday, sometimes it's Friday, sometimes Wednesday. But I said, how is it that someone who claims to love you oh so much, right, sees you pissing out all this money for something that they know you have to pay, and they still choose to do this? That's why I said a lot of this stuff about love and family and all the rest, but it is nothing, because the same people who will leave you out to dry and go out of their way to never be there for you will be the same ones doing this. So they're full of crap. But yeah, that was the initial issue. We also had the Mixed Signals Queen saga, which went on for 2 months, and that's it's real funny. People online, and we've discussed this before, they have this thing where they talk about how, oh, it's on the computer, you can't take it seriously. Oh, it's on the computer, why would you take it seriously? But I said, when you have a person, just a quick recap, who agrees to go see a movie with you and then stands you up, like messes it up, right? And then gets mad at you for being upset with them for screwing up your planned meeting. I don't see where I would feel any more incentivized to talk to people in real life compared to they're just as flaky, and if not even more dangerous, because like I said, that person went from trying to go see a movie with me supposedly to trying to get me fired within like 6 weeks. Like it took some perceived insulting of them for them to try and like turn the gun of HR on me, and I was just really disgusted by the matter. But yeah, I started staying over here in June, and it's just it's been a difficult year. It's been very hard in terms of finances, and I said that around November, that's when my job started really putting the needle in me. Where over the summer, it was like magic. They were giving me on average 3 to 4 days a week, and many times on those days they would ask me if I could stay longer, and I would agree to it. Um, and I didn't even think of getting a second job because the amount I was making at the time, which is like 600, 700, because like, yeah, this is great. And then all of a sudden, and they're going to continue this for the rest of this month. They just showed me the schedule for the week after this one, the week after that. From either the end of October all like to now, they have consistently only been giving me 2 shifts a week, which is basically like $800 a month. And you're supposed to live off of that. So you make in the span of a month what the managers make in 1 week. And people wonder why I said why I would say, oh yeah, the people who are on welfare and collecting unemployment, they make more money than the people who work, because the people that work don't get any damn hours from their lousy job. Everybody wants to hire part time. and then I didn't get to make this because I've just been so busy over the last week or so. But I was gonna do this video talking about, and I still might do it, how getting a job is impossible. So last year, to get the job I currently have, I applied to like 30 positions, all these different locations, and had to drive to like 5 or 6 different interviews that were far away. Um, this year, I have seen something unprecedented, something that has really disgusted me to my core, and that is a repeated pattern where these places will schedule interviews with someone, and I've talked about this before, and then not show up. They will say, "Oh yeah, come to our facility tomorrow at 9 in the morning," and then you go there at 9 in the morning, and then it's either empty or the supposed manager can't interview you because they're not there, or they didn't know, or some other excuse. And this has been one of the through lines of this year. I applied for this place in March. I went to the interview. The lady told me, "Oh, manager's not here. Here's her phone number. Call her over and over again until she's here, and then you can have your interview." I went to another place. I still remember this one. Getting up at 8 in the morning for this interview, and they're not there, and they tell you they have you write your number down, your availability, and then they never call you back. I've had this happen, counting both phone interviews that they schedule and don't call you during, and then interviews where you show up somewhere and the person that's supposed to interview isn't there or can't do it or whatever. I've had this happen not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, not 6, 7 times. It really has gotten to the point where I don't even feel like going to interviews anymore. Like, why bother? They're gonna just stand me up, or they're gonna keep playing this stupid game where they like to put up listings, like they want someone to work for them, and then when you apply, you hear nothing back, or it's like some kind of like scam crap. Um, I'm still thinking about how 2 Fridays ago, well, two Thursdays ago, I woke up at 8 in the morning for an interview. Oh, it was Zoom, so I didn't have to like go out of my house or anything. But it was Zoom interview. This guy's telling me about his company that sells things and asked me if I have experience. I say I don't. He says that's fine. They begin people, they train them, and then after you're part time at first, they offer you the opportunity to be full time. Yada yada yada. Next day, I get an email, a text message, "Dear John" letter from this guy talking about we have decided we're going to pursue people with more sales experience. And I just put my hand over my face because I was like, it's such a false premise to pretend that you have this preference for this group of people when during the interview you said nothing like this. Not even responded to the bastard. I was just so pissed. But yeah, I now think it is impossible to get a job, or at least a second one. That's the only reason why I don't quit my current one. It's basically you're stuck with 3 crappy situations: a high cost of living, jobs that have the ability but not the willingness to hire you, and also jobs that if they hire you have the ability but not the willingness to give you enough hours to take care of yourself. So it's just a pattern of trash. Just not, there's no room for you. There's no space for you. Your relatives don't care about you. Damn sure these jobs don't. It's all rotten, and that was made very clear this year as I was getting charged all this money just to live with your own damn family. It was insane. But yeah, I hope next year will be better. There are some signs that point to that, but that job thing, I'm not buying that anymore. That you might as well be trying to climb Mount Everest before you can get hired by one of these places, and especially get hired and like get enough hours. But yeah, the job thing was awful. Paying all that stuff every month was awful. I'm glad I got to do some of the documentary stuff. I hope I can do more of it. I have about 3 different scripts that I have this, like 2 of them were finished, and then one of them was like mostly done. So you're definitely gonna have more of those next year. But yeah, it's just been a pretty lousy year for the most part. The second year of having no safety net, and it felt like everyone was trying to sink me right to the bottom. Um, I'd like to come on here and say more optimistic things, but I just, and then of course we can't even, who could forget the that whole like stuff with those online people. I mean, again, they tell you Oh, it's on the computer. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but when you talk to somebody in real life now, they do the same stupid stuff, if not even worse. Like I've had plenty of coworkers where you send them a text message and they respond maybe once or twice and then never again. Or you'll talk to them like you I guess I get irritated by this. They'll never reach out to you outside of the job, but then when you're at the job, when you're like when they're clocked in, oh, how are you doing? Oh, how was your weekend? And all, this like fake thing of pretending to be like friendly towards you, and they don't give a damn. And I'd rather they just maintain that consistently. But yeah, they people were really trying to make fun of me over the Discord stuff, and I said, again, what like you're trying to pretend that one group is better than the other when they're both crap. You went to one because the other one was bad, and then you found the other one was bad too. So you're kind of just going through the motions at this point. Like, yeah, I guess I'll just wait for this person to also turn on me or do something weird or that doesn't align or whatever. Because trust me, after dealing with that nonsense and what was that June, July, I tried to go back to just talking to people in real life. And you got this girl, for example, I mentioned her on a few streams where I asked, hey, can I send you a text message? She says, yeah. You send one, she doesn't respond. Oh, I forgot, send me another one. You send another one. She says she saw it, but she was busy watching the movie or some crap and then never responds. And I just stopped talking to her. I was like, stupid. But that's the kind of stuff where that's really, like, I'm really supposed to believe that's preferable to dealing with people online where you just, again, just no progression. You're just on the hamster wheel. And that's what a lot of this year has felt like. When jobs don't want to give people any hours or, this little itty bitty amount of hours, and you use all your money to pay off some stuff that is whatever, and then hope you have enough to scrape by and get something to eat. It's really lousy. It's been a year of running in circles and being on a hamster wheel, and I hope we can get some more progression next year, but I don't think so. I'm just telling the truth. So, a fitting end to a crappy year.